Pathetic blue team coward. Have a good day now. Sorry, friend. No time to talk. My friend Salith and I are training to be combatants in the arena. It takes a lot of dedication to do what we do. You're trespassing. I warned you, and now the guards are coming to arrest you. You didn't leave, so I called the guards. Now you'll be arrested. I warned you. Now the guards will arrest you for trespassing. The guards are coming to arrest you for trespassing. Don't you understand me? You're trespassing and must leave, or I'll call the guard. Leave right now, or I'll call the guards. You're trespassing. You should leave now. You don't belong here. Please leave now. You're trespassing. Get out. Leave now. You're trespassing. The guards are coming to arrest you for trespassing. You just wouldn't leave, so I had to call the guards. When they get here, the guards will arrest you for trespassing. Soon the guards will arrest you for trespassing. I warned you. You're trespassing. I already called the guards. You're going to get arrested if you don't leave right away. Listen, I'm calling the guards if you don't leave now. I warned you. I'll call the guard if you don't leave. I'll have you arrested if you don't leave now. You must leave. If you don't, I'll call the guards. You're trespassing. Leave now, or I call the guards. Get out now, or I call the guards. There must be some mistake. You must not be in here now. You're not supposed to be here now. Leave, please. Please leave. You shouldn't be here now. You shouldn't be here now. I insist you leave. You can't be here now. Please leave, and quickly. I warned you. You'll be arrested for trespassing. You're trespassing. Get out, or I call the guards. You're trespassing here. You'll have to leave. Don't go stirring up trouble. Welcome to Pell's Gate. What brings you around here? Welcome to Pell's Gate, friend. We are a small community. Mostly keep to ourselves. Can't say it isn't nice to see a new face around, though. Umbra? You need to speak with Hiroki the Wide. I've got nothing to say about Umbra. May your blade show the way. Keep the key safe. True dreaming, skull-bearer. You stand on holy ground. Go carefully. Remember, this place is sacred. We tremble beneath his eye. Her eye is upon you. All honor to the ebony blade. The key opens all doors. The skull sees. What? So? Speak. Well, we don't want more worshippers. We just want to be left alone. Some mischief of yours in Bleeker's Way has interfered with Mephalah's plans. You're wasting your time here. Greetings, favorite of the web spinner, champion of Mephalah. Our Lady has given you a task. The blessings of the web spinner be upon you. Your failure angers Mephalah. Leave here. I am only a supplicant. Speak to the dark elf wearing the robes. Blessed are you. How may I serve you? Yes. Why do you not approach the shrine? We seek what the darkness hides, and the night mistress is our guide. You have been set on a path. Follow it. Bye now, sweetie. I look forward to seeing you again. Yeah, right. Till next time. For everyone's sake, would you just leave now? Hello, stranger. We don't get many visitors around here. Makes things pretty lonely for me, if you know what I mean. You make me sick. Now get out of here before I have Mannheim throw you out. Still here, stranger? You're not actually renting a room, are you? It's good to see you, friend. This inn has been cheerless for far too long. Well, well, who might you be? I can't help but smile when I see you, friend. Yeah? I didn't think Mannheim allowed dogs in here. They say that when you murder someone, the Dark Brotherhood comes to you in your sleep. It's how they recruit new members. The only people that stay here are stragglers on the Green Road. Me, I got no place else to be. Besides, I think Mannheim is sweet on me. Not a lot to tell. He doesn't much like company, and spends most of his time in his room. Mannheim thinks he's hiding out from someone. Rufio is dead. He was murdered. It looks like he was hiding out from somebody after all. Phalion, you say? Why, yes, I know who he is. Rather distasteful fellow, actually. I believe he lives right here at the Tiber Septim Hotel. Talk to the publican, Augusta Calidia. I'm sure she can tell you more about him. Roderick's fever's in check, unlike your tongue. How can you think such things after all he's done for us? For you. Have a little faith. Then what would you propose? What more can we do? That medicine is keeping Roderick alive. For now, that's the best we can hope for. As do we all, dear friend. Do not fear. I have been assured that the medicine will restore our Roderick to full health. But it will take some time, and I shall continue my vigil at Roderick's side. It's just a matter of time before our leader returns to us. I can feel it in my heart. Your business with Vaermina is complete. Tremble should she visit you in your dreams. Vaermina has spoken to you. Surely you are blessed. I have mastered my fears. There is no terror to compare with what Vaermina has shown me in my dreams. Whatever you've got, I don't want it. Head to the church before you get me sick. Get away from me. I don't want whatever you've got. You don't look well, my friend. You should seek a healer. Have you been to a healer recently? Because you don't look so good. You're talking to me and I don't like you. Goodbye. You're still speaking. Stop. I see no reason to talk to you. I don't like you and don't want to talk to you. I'm not listening to you. It's because I don't like you. Why are you talking to me? Go away. Shouldn't you be talking to anyone but me? Do I look like I want to talk to you? Is there something that makes you think I want to talk to you? Are you talking to me? Don't. You've stolen from the Fighters Guild. Go speak with Valena Danton. None of your brothers will deal with you until you atone for your actions. None in the Fighters Guild will speak with you again. We have no desire to consort with common criminals. You've committed yet another crime against your Fighters Guild brothers. Go speak with Danton. Until then, goodbye. You've killed one of your Fighters Guild brothers. I'll have no more to do with you. If you have any hope of redemption, speak with Valena Danton. He runs Lel's quality merchandise. Ha! Not a bad sort. You can usually find him in his store. Rota Cave? I believe it's a bit north of here. Shouldn't be too hard to find. Can't say I know anything myself, but I heard that Newheim the Portly had some things stolen, and he's been asking around about it. Ask him. I don't think I know you well enough to tell you that. Looks like we got 'em all. Good work, soldier. The miners will be able to get back to work. You should head back to Burrs and find another contract. There are still more out there. I swear I can hear them. Be on your guard. Horrible creatures. And they've made this mine too dangerous for the workers. We're going to have to get rid of them. Good going. Where are they? We're ready. Well, they're all taken care of now. I can't believe we lost Elidor and Bragg. Head back to Grokosh. He won't be happy, but these things happen. Well, they're all taken care of now. It's a damn shame about Elidor. He was a fine swordsman. You should head back to Grokosh now. Thanks. Well, they're all taken care of now. It's a shame we lost Bragg. I'll miss the ugly bastard. You should head back to Grokosh now. Thanks. Well, they're all taken care of now. Good work there, soldier. Get back to Grokosh and get your payment. We've got to clear out all these goblins. I'll let you know when we've gotten the last of them. Give those weapons to the men, and let's get moving. You must be the reinforcement from the guild. Good. I hope you brought weapons for us. Thanks, friend. Let's go. Good to see you. Get the weapons to the other men. Then we'll take care of the goblins. You've made it, and just in time. We've got trouble with goblins here. But where are the weapons? Get them and get back here. Quickly! Good. Now everyone is armed. We're going to have to clear the goblins out of this place before the miners can return. Let's go. You've made it, and just in time. We've got trouble with goblins here. I'll take the bow. You give the weapons to my other 2 men. You shouldn't have come for us. This is none of your business. You've made a big mistake. The Fighters Guild is recruiting again. Not a bad way to make some money, if you've got the stones for it. Anyone looking for work should consider the Fighters Guild. I hear they're always looking for recruits. I understand the Fighters Guild is hiring new members. Not bad work for some folks. If you're looking to join up, you should speak with Valena Danton and Coral, Azan and Anvil, or Burrs Grokosh and Cheydinhall. I love being in the guild. There's money to be made. If you'd like to join up, let me know. Looking for adventure? The Fighters Guild is a good place to start. If you're interested, see Valena Danton and Coral, or Azan and Anvil, or Burrs Grokosh and Cheydinhall. Oh, him. He's been around. Mostly at the west wheel, staring at the bottom of a flagon of ale. He's around here somewhere. Has been for days. No trouble, really. I suppose you got sent down here to stop them. Good. We've tried, but they won't listen. Head over to the Five Claws. You can't miss them. There's nothing new I can tell you about jobs for your guild. Jobs for the Fighters Guild? Try Margart. If she's not at home or at the Five Claws, she's probably out looking for alchemical ingredients. Jobs around here? Don't know that I trust you enough to recommend you to anyone. The youngest Danton? Probably at home. I hear his mother doesn't let him do too much. The champion? He was on the second floor last I saw him. Heard you went over to the other side. Get out of my face. Join the guild. You won't regret it. Training, beds, and good hard work. Can't beat it. Go to it. Go hurt something. Join the guild and fight for gold. Looking for action? Think about the Fighters Guild. Can I help you, sister? Can I help you, brother? Yes, ma'am. What can I do for you? Yes, sir. What can I do for you? What is it, Boot? Yes, master. You need me? If you want my help, you'll need to join up. Fighters Guild members only. My services are only for Fighters Guild members. Nothing personal. I'll let you live this time, cur. I accept your surrender, my friend. I accept your surrender. Was that supposed to be a compliment? I'm not buying that one. Don't be silly. That's a bit excessive, don't you think? I doubt you really mean that. Don't talk such rot. Not now. Not later. Not ever. Don't waste your flattery on me. Don't try to manipulate me. What nonsense! You're too kind. I'd like you too. Thank you. How nice. It's good of you to say so. Please, I'm embarrassed. But thank you. No, you do me too much honor. Really now. You're such a charmer. What a wonderful compliment. Goodness, what can I say? This cannot be. Certainly not. No way. No, not really. No, no. No way. Sure. Indeed. Yes. Sure. Fantastic. Thanks for asking. Fantastic. Thanks for asking. Great. Good. And you? Fine. And you? Fine. Not bad. Okay. You? Been better. How about you? I've been better. Terrible. Just terrible. Awful. You? Awful. I don't want to talk about it. You there! Stop! Hey, come on now! There's no need to get violent. Such violence! Can't you settle this peacefully? Help! Help! I'm being attacked! By the 9 divines! Assault! Assault! By the gods, there's a psychopath on the loose. What's going on? Guards! Guards! Someone's being attacked! Fight! 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 Whoa-ho! This is going to be good. Ooh, I hope you know what you're doing. It's been too long since I've seen a good brawl. Hey! What did you do that for? You some kind of maniac? Hey! What did I ever do to you? You dare attack me? Back off! I'm warning you. You're outmatched, elf. Die, you mangy house cat! You'll make a fine pair of boots, lizard! Fall before me, Breton. You elves are all the same, all flash and no fury. You do realize I've been holding back. Die, you orc filth! Am I supposed to be impressed? What's the matter, getting tired? You're pathetic. Die, Imperial, die! I'll have your head, you filthy Nord. Ha! You'll never take me down. Die, damn you! Show me what you've got. Do your worst. Is that the best you can do? Let's get this over with. I'm just warming up, you pathetic worm. Yah! This ends here. Why won't you die? Yeah! Die, cur! Blood! I need your blood! Come to me, sweet flesh! Come here! Yeah! There! Ah! This is the part where you fall down and bleed to death. Don't feel bad. No one lives forever. I fought mud crabs more fearsome than you. Die! Take that! Have a look at my wares. I'm sure there's something to suit you. What can I interest you in? Can I interest you in some of my wares? Only quality goods for sale here. What can I interest you in? I offer the finest goods and lowest prices in all Cyrodiil. May I interest you in some of my fine wares? Let's do business. Have a look around. You won't find better prices in all Tamrielic. Need a new mount? I have fine horses for sale here. Looking to buy a horse? I have some fine animals for sale. Armor, weapons, I have it all. How may I help you? Perhaps you need new armor. A weapon. I have a large selection of both. A bargain at any price. That's a good deal. An excellent deal. Pleasure doing business with you. I wouldn't make that deal with just anybody. You're a fine negotiator. You bought that for a song. I let that go too cheaply. You drive a hard bargain. A fine bargain for you. Another satisfied customer. Come back and see me again. Thank you for your patronage. I appreciate your business. Thank you. Come again. Tell your friends about me. A pleasure to serve you. Thank you for your business. I can't make that deal. No deal. Make me a better offer. That's just not reasonable. You need to make a better offer. I can't afford to do that. You're trying to drive me out of business. You've got to be kidding. I can't do that. You don't expect me to make that deal, do you? That's a fair deal. A good price for a good customer. A fine transaction. You got a great deal there. That's more than I usually pay. You've made a good bit of gold. An excellent bargain. That seems a fair price. That's a good deal. You drive a hard bargain. I doubt it. Yeah, right. That never happened. That's pretty far-fetched. So you say, you're a big, fat liar. You're full of it. Blah, blah, blah. What a bore. Don't make me laugh. You're pathetic. Remarkable. What a great story. I wish I could say that. Really. Interesting. Well done. Such adventures. How I envy you. I salute you. Most impressive. My life is drab and wretched by comparison. That's amazing. Gracious, what a hero. I've been trying to finish Brief History of the Empire. It's a lot to take in. A friend gave me the Book of Deidre. It's an interesting study. Not my favorite work, but many enjoy it. For me? Thanks. See? Was that hard? Thank you. How kind. I'll take that and thank you very much. What a thoughtful gift. How nice. It's just what I wanted. We understand each other perfectly. Handsomely done. A pleasure doing business with you. Excellent. I accept. That will get you something. Every little bit helps. Oh, that's just the thing. Well, isn't that sweet of you? I appreciate the gesture. That's just talk. Is that so? Oh, please. You're wasting your breath. You can't scare me. Talk tough to me. I love tough guys. That's cute. You think I'm afraid of you? Don't make me laugh. Blow away, windbag. What a fool you are. You win this one. You've got a point. I can't argue with that. I won't fight you. That's enough. Yes, whatever you say. Don't, please. I'm sorry. No more. You're frightening me. Whatever you want. I accept. I have no choice. Oh, my goodness. Excuse me. Are you all right? By the divines, this person's dead. May you rest in peace. Such terrible times we live in. Is no place safe anymore? Body's still warm. Looks like there's a killer about. Ugly things with their thick shells and sharp claws. I avoid them. Goblins, ugh. Evil, foul-smelling little brutes. Disgusting creatures. I hope to never see another. Hard beasts. I hate the things. I can't stand the sight of those creatures. I avoid those things whenever I can. Horrible creatures. I heard people saying they ran into goblins around here not long ago. I can't stand those things. I ran across a couple of mud crabs not long ago. Annoying creatures. No. Don't hurt me! I give up. Run away! Sorry. I'm sorry to hear that. Fantastic. That is good news. Stop talking. There's no need to be that way. Goodbye. Never mind then. Oh, if that's the way you feel. Fine, be that way. Oh, sorry to bother you. Above here are responses to low disposition goodbyes. You too. Good day. Farewell. Be seeing you. Take care. Safe travels. Good night. Good night. Good day. See you. Bye. Goodbye. Just go away. Go bother someone else. I'm done talking to you. Just leave. Just go away. Go bother someone else. I'm done talking to you. Just leave. Bye. Goodbye. Enough talk. I'm through talking to you. Leave me alone. I have no more to say to you. Stop talking. Enough. Take care. Go away, fool. Goodbye. Stop talking. Enough. So long. Yes? What do you want? Well met. Good day. Go on. Make it quick. What? I'm waiting. A pleasure to speak with you. I hope I can help. Go ahead. Please. What? It's my pleasure. Please continue. What can I do for you? Excellent. You've got some nimble fingers. What have you been getting into? You've got quite the silver tongue. Your shield arm looks strong. You look like someone who's comfortable in heavy armor. I heard you know how to move in light armor. You look like a shrewd businessman. You've got a real bounce to your step. I'll bet you're quite the acrobat. How about mixing up some potions? You look like quite the alchemist. You look skilled in alteration. Maybe you can teach me something. You've got the hands of a smith. Must have spent some time repairing your gear. Greetings, Imperial. Greetings, Khajiit. Greetings, Argonian. Greetings, Orc. Greetings, Nord. Greetings, child of the Ragada. Greetings, High Elf. Greetings, Dunmer. Greetings, Bosmer. Greetings, Brenton. What do you want, Breton trash? What is it, pawn scum? What do you want, Ashbourne? Something on your mind, Goldenrod? Speak, Imperial dog. Something on your mind, Fur Licker? Speak, Snowman, and stop wasting my time. You have something to say, dung heap? What do you want, tree hugger? Good morning. Good afternoon. How are you today? How are you today? Good to see you. Well met. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Hello. Yes. Hi there. Well met. Good to see you. Hello. Hail. Hi there. How do you do? Hello there. Greetings. Hello. How goes it? What is it now? Why do you bother me? Go away. Oh, hello. It's you. Hi. Morning. Afternoon. Evening. Evening. Hello. What? Oh, it's you. Hello. Yes? What do you want? What is it? Leave me alone. I don't have time for you. There's an air of mysticism about you. You have the eyes of a trained marksman. Look at the muscles on you. You're a sneaky-looking sort. You have the hands of a healer. You look like a bright one. You have the hands of an illusionist. Seems you've bloodied your knuckles a few times. You smell of death. Been conjuring up dead things? You look like you've swung a mace or two in your time. Looks like you're handy with a blade. You're a fit one. Been running a lot? Good riddance. That's a real shame. You're making me nervous sneaking around like that. Just make sure you keep your hands to yourself. Greetings to you. Hail. Hi there. How do you do? Hello there. Greetings. Hi. How goes it? Good to see you. Hello. Well met. Hello. How are you? How are you? What is it? Why do you bother me? Go away. Hi there. Well met. No! Hit me once more and I'll kill you. That's twice you hit me. I'm on your side. Whoa. So I said, where's the money in that? I wonder if she heard me say that. I should probably wash up before heading home. I can't imagine eating one of those things. What day is today? I long for a Collovian fur helm. I can't believe it. Ugh. If I ever see that elf, he's in so much trouble. I'm sure it's around here somewhere. Now, where did I put that? When we are better friends, ask again. I ask myself, do I like you enough to tell you about this? If I liked you better, then I might tell you. This is not something I would tell the likes of you. Look, I like you, but not enough to tell you that. I'm sorry, but I don't feel comfortable telling you. It's a matter of trust, and I don't trust you enough yet. I don't trust you enough to talk about that. Concerning this, I can only speak to a friend. Some words should be shared only by friends. I'm not telling you that. Anything else? Nothing I would tell to you. Get lost. That's privileged information. I'm sorry. I would gladly let you invest in my shop. The extra coin will allow me to purchase more goods from adventurers such as yourself. That's just stupid. What a dumb joke. You think that's funny? Sorry, I don't get it. That's just not funny. Get away from me. Not funny. Not even a little bit. Ugh, that's foul. You should be ashamed. You're revolting. Yeah, I get it. Good one. Not bad. Not bad at all. Sure, that's cute. That's pretty good. Oh, that's great. That's really too much. Where'd you get that? That's good. That's great. How's it go again? That's really funny. I like that. A lot. Nothing to worry about, I guess. Just my eyes playing tricks on me. Huh. Whatever it was, it's gone now. I better cut down on the ale. Starting to see things, I am. Damn rats, always skirting around in the shadows, making me jumpy. Must have been the wind. Guess it was nothing. Oh, help! Murder! Oh, someone's been murdered! Man down! Man down! Oh, no. Better them than me. By the gods, how could you do such a thing? Oh, why? Oh. You don't say. Hello? Who's there? Huh? Who's there? What's that? Stay away! Look out! Watch out! So, what? This better be good. Yes? Go ahead. I'm listening. Certainly. For you? Of course. Tell me more. Make it quick. Say what you're going to say. We'll see. All right. Take your time. Please. Go on. I don't think so. I'm not impressed. Sorry. Well, maybe. Oh, come on. Are you sure? I see. You're good. That works for me. That's very good. I'm with you. Completely. Can't do better than that. Are you serious? What a waste of time. I really don't get it. That's not quite good enough. That's right. Exactly. All right. I get it. That's not bad. Excellent. What do you think you're doing? Guards! Guards! We've got a pickpocket here. Filthy pickpocket. What did you take? Pickpocket! Pickpocket! Guard your purses! Keep your fingers to yourself, thief! Why, you dirty little thief! How dare you touch me? You picked their pocket! Shame on you! Relax. I didn't see a damn thing. Huff! Take it. It's worthless to me anyway. Hey, keep your thieving paws to yourself. Pretty quick fingers you've got there, friend. Ooh, you're good. Yeah! Nah! Yeah! Yeah! Something I can do for you? How goes it? What's the latest? Heard any news lately? What do you want? What? Do you have guild matters to discuss? Have you heard about the Fighters Guild? How's business? Are things going well? Busy today? Any new books you've been reading? Read any good books lately? What have you been up to? What's new with you? Hey, if I paid you 20 gold to spend a night in the abandoned house, would you do it? A magic item without a charge is like a sword without a blade. I can get your magic items working again. All your charging needs for a very small charge. A charged magic item is a useful magic item. Magic items are no good without a charge. Something need charging? Let's charge it back up. Always keep your magical equipment charged. Can't have you walking around without working equipment. Smart to keep your magic items charged. Not smart to carry around broken equipment. I can repair almost anything. I'm pretty handy. What needs to be fixed? I can fix whatever you break. Can't go into battle with broken equipment. Let me take a look at what you've got. If I can't fix it, it ain't broke. For the right price, I can make anything good as new. Let's see what we've got here. If it's broken, I can fix it. That's horrible. Are you sure? That's awful. You there! Stop where you are! If it's a fight you want, it's a fight you'll get. Showing your face was the last mistake you'll ever make. Well, well, look who we've got here. To arms! To arms! Your presence here will not be tolerated. Stop! Thief! Thief! You won't get away with this. Guards! Guards! I'm being robbed. You treacherous little filcher. How dare you steal from me? Looks like we've got a thief in our midst. Hey, that's mine. Guards! Guards! Put that back, you worthless thief. Somebody help! Come quickly! We've got a burglar! What? I didn't see a thing. Hey! You don't see me stealing your things. You can take that one, but let's not make it a habit. Hey, take whatever you want. It's none of my business. Oh, my. It's time for you to go. Sorry, I have things to do. You'll have to leave now. If you don't mind, I have things to do. Would you leave now, please? I need you to leave now. I need you to leave so I can lock up. Excuse me, but you have to leave now. I need to lock up. There's much I can show you. Let's get to training. You've got a lot to learn. I can show you some new things. Good that you want to get better. Pay attention, and you can learn a lot. I'm willing to teach if you're willing to learn. Let's see if we can't teach you a thing or two. Knowledge is the key to success in any endeavor. Knowledge is power. This is your last warning. Get out, or I'll call the guards and have you arrested. Trespassing is against the law. Guards! Help! Guards! I have a trespasser! I'm warning you. Get out, or I'll call the guards. Trespassing is against the law. Guards! I'm placing you under arrest. This is your last warning. Get out, or I'll arrest you. You're trespassing here. You'll have to leave. I think you should leave. Get out of here. It's time for you to leave, my friend. This is a restricted area, citizen. Leave now, or face the consequences. Sorry, friend. It looks like you've wandered into a restricted area. You've got to leave. Now. You're not supposed to be in here. By the 9 divines, can a woman get a moment to herself? Leave me. Stay. Go. What do I care? Still here? You've got nerve, I'll give you that. Why don't you just go? We don't want any trouble. Damn, I've lost them. Huh? Where did you go? Come up where I can see you. She was here a second ago. Where are you? He was here a second ago. You've bested me, friend. Spare me. Show mercy. That skooma trade is bad business, and the Renridrakrin are just a bunch of thugs. If the Empire isn't going to stop the skooma trade, who will? Sounds like the Empire has given up on stopping the skooma trade and elsewhere. And I hear tribal chiefs are supporting the Renridrakrin. The skooma trade is making a lot of money for the tribes and elsewhere, and a lot of that is going to the Renridrakrin. It seems Somerset Isle has become a much more dangerous place. The Altmer have powerful wizards. It could be a dangerous situation. I have heard Argonia is a strange and treacherous place. It is no wonder odd things are happening there. I'm not surprised. It seems that Skyrim is always involved in a border dispute. It seems that these are turbulent times in the land of the Dunmer. Morrowind has always been a troubling place. It seems it is more so now. It is not surprising, considering Morrowind's violent past. We can only hope the trouble will subside quickly. The land of the Argonians is a strange place indeed. I've heard many tales of Black Marsh. It sounds like a truly mysterious place. More fighting for the Nords? This is sad news. The Nords have always been protective of their territory. It's no wonder they get involved in these disputes. Have you heard any word about the other provinces? Heard any news from the other provinces? What's the news from the other parts of Tamriel? Nothing I'd like to talk about. This is most disturbing. We can only hope this madness is over soon. This is unbelievable. How can the gods let this happen? It seems it is a dire situation throughout all of Tamriel. Jump on my sword while you can. I'll hack you to pieces. Now you will know pain. You move like a pregnant cow. Oh, what's the matter? Is the baby gonna cry? Today you die. The pleasure is all mine. Well, what have we here? What did I do to deserve this honor? I like what I see. Anytime, friend. I'm right here. So what's this about? What's your story? You've got my ear. Let's hear it. Talk is free. What do you want? What brings you here? Nothing's keeping you here. So move on. Keep walking. If you're looking for trouble, you're getting very warm. I don't think so. Get lost. Greetings, child. Welcome to the chapel on this, the most revered of days. Come now. Have a drink. You do realize what day it is, don't you? Well, aren't you a pretty little thing? Happy Hearts Day to you, miss. Why, hello, handsome. Having a happy Heart's Day, I hope. And a happy New Life Festival to you. Welcome to the Horse Whisperer. Are you interested in a horse? Welcome to the Horse Whisperer. We don't have any horses for sale right now. You bought our last white horse. Wonderful! Go out front. Ernest will have the white saddled and ready for you. Come back if you change your mind. We are the only place in Cyrodiil where you can get the magnificent white horse. We have the finest white horses in Cyrodiil. None are hardier, and only the black horses of Cheydinhal are faster. Then you should start saving for it right now. I'm afraid this area is restricted to guild mages. You'll have to leave. Cirrus Aranum sure seems upset. I think he lost something important. Do you know what happened to Mercator Osiris? I haven't seen him at the castle lately. I hear one of the guild mages has gone missing again. Things at the Mages Guild seem tense. That Falcar fellow sure keeps a tight rein on things. Welcome to the inn. If it's a room you're after, speak with Christoph. I heard someone broke into the Mages Guild. All I heard is that she's looking for some sort of book. You'll have to talk to her if you want to know more. Do you know anything about some book that Irana is looking for? The Mages Guild seems more disorganized than usual lately. Those new fellows here in town are making me nervous, walking around with those big weapons. I hope they leave soon. Didn't you see that Oblivion gate just outside the walls? Mara, preserve us from the fate of Kvatch. The dawn is breaking! The time of cleansing is almost here! Lord Dagon will welcome your soul in Oblivion. You are weak, like the gods you pray to. Be glad you will not live to see the day Lord Dagon walks the earth. Only the chosen will survive the cleansing. The Countess sent Captain Bird to deal with that Oblivion gate outside of town. We're all praying that they'll be all right. Everyone's waiting to see if Farwell and his knights return from inside that dreadful Oblivion gate. Such brave lads. Our Countess will never let Coral fall to the Daedra. Oblivion gates be damned. Good to see you. I do not fear death. I can't get over the dragon statue in the temple ruins. Tell me again how you and Martin defeated Mehrunes Dagon. Every time I walk past the temple, I remember that terrible day, and how you and Martin delivered us from destruction. They say that Akatosh appeared and killed Mehrunes Dagon, right in the middle of the Temple of the One. Do you believe it? Leowyn stands alone. That's what Count Caros says. Only our brave guardsmen to keep the hordes of Oblivion at bay. Die, unbeliever! For Lord Dagon! For Lord Dagon! You cannot escape the Master's vigilance. Have you seen the Oblivion Gate? I haven't dared leave the city since I heard about it. If you mean the priest, I don't think he made it out of the city. Very few of us did, but Savli and Mattias might know more. He's in charge of the city guard that are defending the camp. I'll never forget him. He saved as many as he could that terrible night. If only they'd listened and stayed with us in the chapel. Brother Martin? Yes, he's right over there. He led a group of us here during the confusion of the attack. We owe him our lives. Not that I can think of. People are mostly staying home, what with all the troubles in the world. Martin Septim! Hail Martin Septim! Huzzah for the Emperor! Martin! 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 Not again! Leave me alone! Somebody help! No, no! There's got to be some way to end this nightmare. Run! For pity's sake, just let us die! Leave me in peace. Leave us alone. Your quarrel was with Mankar Cameron, not us poor fools. So you found your way to Gaia Arlata at last. Don't we have enough troubles here without you adding to them? What do you want, mortal? Leave me alone. Just leave us alone. We have enough troubles here in the Savage Garden without you adding to them. You're new to Gaia Arlata, aren't you? Please, don't let a Nazis loose. He torments us night and day. He's trapped at the back of the cave. It took us weeks to prepare the trap, and he killed us many times before we finally succeeded. The lesser creatures of the Eternal Garden still torment us, but Anaxis was the worst. He toyed with us, prolonging our deaths for his pleasure. You must not release him for pity's sake. Only those wearing the bands can enter the Forbidden Grotto. No one who enters the grotto ever returns. The only way out of the Savage Garden. Only those wearing the bands of the Chosen may enter the Forbidden Grotto, but they never return. so we don't know what fate awaits them. Gayer Alata is the master's name for this place. We usually just call it Paradise. This is the Savage Garden. At the top of that mountain lies the Terrace of Dawn, which leads up to Mankar Cameron's palace, Carrick Agayalor. Beneath the mountain lies the Forbidden Grotto, the only way out of the Savage Garden. Everyone here died in the Master's service. As the Master promised, we are now immortal, like the Daedra. But our life here is a nightmare. The creatures of the garden torment us endlessly. When they kill us, we are soon reborn, and the cycle begins again. No one has yet found a way to leave the garden, except those few given the bands of the Chosen and allowed to enter the Forbidden Grotto. It won't matter. Lord Dagon will soon be able to cross over. The Master's plan will have succeeded. Watch out for Anaxes. Some meddling fool must have let him loose. Nothing really matters here anyway. I keep hoping that I won't wake up the next time they kill me, but I always do. We will never escape this nightmare. We'll speak again soon, no doubt. I don't feel like talking right now. What news from Tamriel? The Eternal Garden. I used to dream about coming here. The Master made it sound so wonderful. I wonder how long we've been here. There's no way to keep track of time. Do you think we're safe for a few minutes? I don't see any of them around right now. What? Dawn is breaking. Greet the new day, brother. Greet the new day, sister. Dawn is breaking. I hear the war is going badly. There are some new arrivals here that were caught in the fall of the Great Gate. Any friend of Martin's is a friend of mine. How can I help you? You were Martin's friend, weren't you? You were fortunate to have known him. Greetings, champion. I'm at your service. I'm honored to speak to the champion of Cyrodiil. What do you need? The thought of what might have happened if you and Martin hadn't stopped Dagon's invasion. But it's over. Thank Akatosh, the Oblivion invasion is over, and we've survived. The assassinations. What else is there to talk about? Perfectly planned and executed. The blades perfectly useless. A complete disaster. People are subdued, troubled. A crisis like this tests the people's faith. I think we're in for some hard times. The death of Uriel Septim and his heirs changes everything. Everyone's saying there's trouble at Kavach. The whole town destroyed. Only a few survivors. I heard that the Kavach guard is driving back the Daedra. Maybe there's hope after all. Everyone's talking about the hero of Kavach. They say he actually went into an Oblivion gate and destroyed it. They're saying some cult murdered the Emperor and are opening the Oblivion gates. Do you think any of it's true? Hey, you're the one they call the hero of Kavach, aren't you? The one that closed the Oblivion gate and saved the city. Good news from Kavach for a change. The last of the Daedra have been driven out. I've been hearing disturbing tales about Oblivion gates opening all across Cyrodiil. I hope it's just wild talk. With those Oblivion gates opening everywhere, it's only a matter of time before another city goes the way of Kavach. Did you hear? The lost heir of Uriel Septim rallied the guard and smashed a horde of Daedra outside Bruma. I confess, I didn't think we had a chance against the Daedra. But Martin proved himself a true heir of Talos on that day. I'm sure the Elder Council will find some way to hold the Empire together. At least the Oblivion invasion is over. I heard that some of the provinces were talking about seceding from the Empire. Probably just talk, though. Everything's a bit unsettled now. I wish I'd witnessed the avatar of divine Akatosh myself. Imagine, upon the very altar of the Temple of the One. The Battle of Bruma will surely go down in history as the turning point in the Oblivion crisis. Mark my words. No, they were taken by surprise. I'm sure the Legion has everything under control. I don't know. First the Emperor and his sons murdered. Now this. Yet I fear that the worst is still to come. I don't know. I hear that those Oblivion gates are opening everywhere. They say the Legion is stretched to the limit across the Empire. I heard the same thing. I'm not sure I believe it, though. I mean, who would be crazy enough to help the Daedra invade Tamriel? Indeed, I believe Martin's ascension may signal the beginning of a religious awakening across Tamriel. I heard that Velwyn Benaris is trying to sell off Benaris Manor. Hopefully the new owners will clean that eyesore up. I swear that when I passed by Benaris Manor last night, I heard someone scream from inside. Velwyn Benaris will never sell that death trap. Yes, he just arrived in town recently. I believe he's staying at the King and Queen Tavern. I believe I heard a Benerus is in town. You should check out the Elven Gardens district. A Benerus wouldn't be seen anywhere else. As soon as you bought the place, he pretty much up and left. I hear tell he's making his way to the Imperial City. I'm not sure where he went, but I would ask at the Count's Arms. If anyone knows where he is, it would be someone there. That layabout? You can find him wasting time at the Count's Arms. Gogan and I are really members of the Anvil City Watch. I suppose you could say we work undercover. We've been trying to foil Faustina's gang for months now. Every time we tried to interview a man who was lured there, they refused to talk. The women in the gang picked married men to seduce for just that reason. It was decided the only way to stop this gang was to send in a stranger. You fit the bill perfectly. It's a shame it had to end in so much violence. But someone was bound to get hurt sooner or later. When Gogan was, with the women, they took something quite valuable from him. No, it's not what you're thinking. He was carrying a precious family heirloom with him when he was lured out to their lair. It was a small ring given to him on our wedding day. The ring belonged to my mother and has been in the family for generations. I'm willing to give you all the money I have to get it back. 100 gold. Can you help us? All I can tell you is that the best place to start is at the Flowing Bowl. It's a tavern located outside the city walls near the waterfront. Gogan may be able to give you more information beyond that. An all-female gang of thieves has been recently plaguing Anvil with a very unique method of robbing. They pick on only the men. If you want to help us do something about it, go talk to Gogan and Malona. Let's just say Gogan is intimately involved and leave it at that. Don't spend all the money from the reward in one place. Gwayden isn't far. They're taking quite a risk committing these crimes so close to Anvil. They've never hurt anyone yet, but it's never too late for them to start. The Flowing Bowl attracts the worst Anvil has to offer. Always be on your guard. I hope the reward will suit the risk. It's all I have. Good for nothing loss of a husband. He's lucky I still love him. Goodbye. Back again? You still want to help my good-for-nothing husband? I knew they would make contact with you. Be careful. There's no telling what they're up to. So, they're a Gwayden, eh? Good to know. Keep on it. Witches! How dare they prey on our men? We had a feeling you'd be surprised when you saw us in our real uniforms. I see you have a puzzled look on your face. Ask away. Nothing much more I can help with. I'm afraid you'll have to ask Gogan, my lout of a husband, if you need to know anything else. I'm sure he can provide very highly detailed descriptions of the women. What can I help with? I hope you're here to reconsider. How would you like to get my husband Gogan out of hot water? Have you located their hideaway? Have any success at the Flowing Bowl? I've already told you pretty much everything I know about their gang. Back so soon? Change your mind? Please, hear me out. Hello there. Surprised to see us? Don't know if this is true, but I heard a gang of all-female thieves is preying on the married menfolk of the town. You hear about Gogan? A gang of thieves is running a scam in town, and he fell for it. Ha ha ha! What an idiot! We'll clean up the mess. Don't concern yourself about it. I'm sure you had no choice. If you ever find yourself back in Anvil, stop by any time and say hello. Oh, and please say nothing to anyone about our true identities. You've done well, and here's the reward that I promised. You've done well, and here's the reward that I promised. The women in the gang use their wiles to lure men out to some remote location and rob them blind. It's been going on for some time now. The city guard hasn't done very much about it, because frankly, the men who are robbed are so embarrassed they don't want to report it. Take, for example, that good-for-nothing husband of mine, Gogan. He cared more about their charms than my own. Well then, if I give you all the details, maybe you can help me solve a problem I have with the gang. I understand. Well, if it's all the same to you, please don't tell anyone about Gogan's indiscretion. If you change your mind, please let me know. Thank you. I'm afraid I can't offer you much help, but I'll do what I can. Oh, you heard about that? We were trying to keep it quiet, but people in this city are far too nosy. Very well, since you said you want to help. I don't suppose you've heard all the details about the gang of harlots running their little charade here in Anvil, have you? Fine, then best be on your way. Believe me, he'll need all the help he can get to worm his way out of this one. To think he'd fall for the gang's scheme, oh, I could kill him. I'm sorry. I'm rambling, and you look confused. Let me explain. Have you heard about the little gang of harlots invading our town? You men are all alike. I don't blame you. Honora and Gerunda were once a happy couple, but that's over now. I hear that he took all of their money and stashed it after he committed a robbery. He was going to skip town on Honora, but got arrested before making good on his escape. Now she has no money left at all. Poor thing. Ever since Ulrich Leland took over the captain of the guard post, this city's gone downhill. It's getting almost scary to walk the streets. The guards have imposed new, ridiculously heavy fines for every infraction under the sun. They almost seem to make up laws just for charging fines. If you can't pay the fine, they can take your property away or toss you in the castle dungeons. Nothing we can do about it, really. If you're interested, go talk to Lavana and Darin. She seems the most outspoken against Ulrich and his new fines. Yes, the vampire hunter. As far as I know, he just showed up recently here in Bruma. Not only that, but he already found a vampire among us. Apparently, Braden Lyrium was one of those vile creatures, and Raynil slew him. Kind of strange, though. I never figured Braden to be a vampire. He seemed to be such a likable fellow. Countess Carvain's collection of Akaviri artifacts is known far and wide as one of the most complete. It's unsurpassed even by museum standards. I've heard that she's troubled by a particular piece that continues to elude her. However, I'm unsure of what it is, as she keeps it a secret. Her steward, Tolgan, occasionally approaches individuals the Countess feels is worthy enough to seek her prize. If you're interested in assisting the Countess, you can always seek out Tolgan. He's usually in the castle. I don't know where it came from, but a mysterious gate appeared outside the walls of our city. The way the guards are reacting, it must be a threat. Be careful. Some say the gate leads to the realm of Oblivion itself. They're massing as if bracing for an attack. The portal is just outside the city walls through the west gates if you want to see for yourself. If the guards don't do something about the Oblivion gates soon, I'm leaving town. It's not safe here. Ryth Lyphantis is one of the greatest painters in all Cyrodiil. Sadly, he's gone missing. His wife, Tavella, is beside herself with grief. Renaud Germain has a terrible memory. We've met many times, but when I saw him in Cheydinhal, he walked right past me like we were strangers. I was in Cheydinhal last week, and I'm sure I saw Renaud Germain. He acted like he didn't know me, though. I saw Renaud Germain's brother earlier. Can't believe they didn't even know about each other. Mystery solved, eh? Renaud had a twin brother. Well, he had all of us fooled. Yes, it's quite odd. Renaud, who I've bumped into several times in Coral, acted like I was a complete stranger. Also, he seems sober, which is a refreshing change. Usually, Renaud is stumbling around Coral drunk as can be. Very odd, but then it's really none of my business. Renaud Germain? No, don't know anyone by that name. There's a Gilbert Germain in town, however. Maybe he can help you. He's staying over at the Newlands Lodge, but you also might find him walking around town. Good luck. So thanks to some hired help, the Germains recovered Weatherly. Good thing. I never liked having ogres so close to Coral. So, the brothers have once again reclaimed Weatherly, eh? Good for them. Yes, I've heard of the place, but I'm not sure where it is. I think your best bet would be to speak to Sabine Law at the Fighters Guild. She's explored the backcountry outside of Coral quite a bit. There's some strange dark elfin town asking about Renaud Germain and his brother. Have you seen Valis Odal recently? Spends all day in the tavern since his boys left. I saw Valis Odal at the Grey Mare again today. Hasn't been the same since his boys took off. Did you hear what happened to Ruslan and Lorok? One of the watchmen fleeced them for all their coin. Ruslan and Lorok are going around saying that some of the Imperial Watch are corrupt. Auden Zavidius escaped from prison. The Imperial Watch is asking around for anyone that might have seen Auden Zavidius. He's escaped from prison. I don't mean to gossip, but he is more than a bit strange. However, he's always been tolerated as the town eccentric. Oh, I don't know. How could you tell anyway? Now that you mention it, Yes. You look up and find him across the street staring at you. Creepy. He turned up dead. I guess someone finally got tired of his crazy behavior. The town eccentric. Lives in the big house on the corner, southwest of the chapel. Don't worry, he's harmless. It's too bad nobody stopped Gauthier before he went on his killing spree. I guess no one knew how crazy he really was. It's unbelievable. Gauthier went after Tutius Sextius with an axe. Killed him before the guards could do anything. No one even knows why. You must not have heard. He went crazy and killed David Surly with an axe. Nobody can figure out why. Did you hear? He went crazy and started attacking people with an axe. Luckily, the guards stopped him before he killed anyone. Hadn't you heard? He went crazy and killed Bernadette Pinellas. Poor girl. A cure? You mean besides death? Such a thing is beyond our control. The body is so warped by vampirism. Few would be able to revert its effects. Even fewer would care to try. The Guild of Mages might know more. Speak with Raminus Polus. He may be able to guide you. Every time I pass by that woman's house, I hear odd animal noises and smell a foul odor. Maybe she's caring for some sick pet or something. Whatever it is, she should clean up her act. It's surprising that a wealthy woman like that would let her property fall into such disarray. Did you hear that Dharma has disappeared? Seed Neas is worried sick about her daughter Dharma. If you think you can help, you'll find her at her shop, Northern Goods and Trade. Yes, Seed Neas is worried sick about her. I hope nothing has happened to her. Sweet girl, but naive. Did you hear the bad news? Dharma's daughter was killed by some strange cultists down in Hector. Terrible, terrible times we live in. Did you hear that Dharma came back safe and sound? You know, Sidneus's daughter, the Argonians. I heard some nice fellow found her held prisoner in some cave and rescued her. What a romantic story. I'm sorry to hear that. Sidneus must be devastated. Poor dear. Yes, Sidneus was so worried. Nice to get a bit of good news for once, isn't it? Follow the yellow road northwest from here. You'll see the supplies I had to abandon when the goblins attacked. Good luck. And don't underestimate the goblins. They're more dangerous than they look. Well met. Come, warm yourself by our fire. The two nearest are Timberscar Cave and Cracked Wood Cave. Here, I've marked them on your map. Unfortunately, Cropsford is right in between them. Well, for instance, you could give it to any other goblin tribe. They'd boast about it just as if they won it in a war. And pretty soon the Cracked Wood tribe would launch a war against them. I'm not sure if the Cropsford settlers would be all too pleased about you stirring up a new goblin war, though. You've agreed to help them clear the goblins from Cropsford? That's great news. I've done some scouting around while we've been camped here, and it looks like Cropsford is right in the middle of a goblin war. The caves around here are infested with goblins. Normally, goblins stay close to their lairs and wouldn't be a huge problem. But two tribes are at war, and their war parties are crossing right through Cropsford. What you'll need to do is stop the war somehow. Goblins have their own reasons for doing things. Don't make sense to us, usually, but I've learned a lot about their ways over the years. Each tribe guards a head in its lair. Whose head, I don't know. A sacred tribal totem or something like that. Anyway, if you want to rile up a goblin tribe, steal their tribal head, which is often what a rival tribe does, just to prove they're tougher. I'd lay odds that the war between the two tribes is because of a stolen tribal head, nor the reason for a war to go on this long. So, to stop the war, all you need to do is sneak into Timberscar Cave, find the stolen tribal head, and return it to the Cracked Wood Cave goblins. Unless you want to do things the hard way. Like I told you, there are only two ways to stop a goblin war. Either kill the attacking tribe's shaman or recover the tribal head from the rival tribe, which is likely the cause of the war. Neither one sounds like a picnic to me. You killed the shaman of Cracked Wood Cave? I'm impressed. Barthel Janand will be glad to hear that. Amazing. You actually swiped the stolen head right out of Timberscar Cave? Ha! Those goblins won't know what to think now. You don't really need to do anything else. the Cracked Wood tribe will stop attacking Timberscar Cave once they figure out the head is gone. Of course, now that you have the head, you could create all sorts of mischief. Good work ending the Goblin War. The settlers are very pleased. I'm pretty impressed as well. You say you took the head from the Timberscar Cave goblins? Where is it then? I'd like to just believe you, but I can't send these people back to Cropsford unless I'm sure the Goblin War is over. Show me the head, so I know it is safe for the settlers to return to Cropsford. Well, you could always just fight your way into Crackwood Cave and kill their shaman. Every goblin tribe is led by a shaman, but she mostly stays hidden in the heart of the lair, well protected. But kill the shaman, and the tribe will dissolve into confusion, most likely end the war. Hey, I was up at Cropsford the other day. It looks like they're really making a go of it. You did a good thing there, you know. What's it like out there? We were beginning to fear we were the only survivors. This is our one chance. Don't screw it up for us. The area is clear? Then as soon as Captain Mattias gives the order, I'll escort the civilians to safety. A whole city just lost. How did we let this happen? Excuse me, I need to take these people to the encampment. It all happened so fast. It was all we could do to round up the survivors and try to get them to safety. We failed them miserably. You'll find him at the barricade at the top of the road. He's still trying to hold what's left of the guard together. Now's not the time for talking. Are you accusing me of taking the painting? We've already been through this, and I admitted my guilt. I was careless to leave my art supplies around the castle like I did. I suppose I was easy to discover. The night that the painting was stolen, I was in the courtyard of the castle taking star readings. After a while, I decided to go into the dining area just off the Great Hall. I poured myself some wine and studied the charts I had made until it was time to sleep. From there, I went directly to my chamber and slept the rest of the night. I am sorry. I don't really feel comfortable talking with you about that night. I barely know you. Until we meet again. Until our paths cross again, my friend. I am undone. Until your return. Words cannot do justice for the joy I feel. Many blessings upon you, my friend. I do not have much, but I wish to reward such valor. Return to me in 3 weeks, and I'll have a special painting for you. It is the least I can do for you. It is with the warmest regards I welcome you again, my friend. But you have returned a bit too early. I should have the painting done soon. I understand the decision that you have made, and I accept my fate. Now please, leave me to my thoughts. Hello again. I hope your search for the painting goes well. Hello? Are you searching for something? Welcome to Coral Castle. I am Chanel, the court mage. What brings you to me today? My fate is in your hands. Any luck yet? Hello, fellow magician. I sing your praises and welcome you again. Hello. I can't believe that the Countess is more obsessed with that painting than the Oblivion Gate threatening the city. I heard that the Countess is quite upset lately. Apparently, someone stole something very personal to her. You have your criminal. Congratulations. Yes, I have heard that the painting of the Count was taken. I was unaware she hired an outsider to conduct the investigation. May luck be with you. You have strong evidence, but I do not trust you enough to speak true my motivations. How dare you accuse me without enough evidence to back up your story? Very well. I confess to the crime, but please understand, I only did it out of the great love I had in my heart for Count Volga. It was I that painted that portrait. When the Count was lost, the Countess spent so much time with it that I became jealous. I had to have the painting back, so I decided to steal it, then hide it behind the painting in my quarters. I am ashamed of my crime, but ready to face what fate has in store for me. Very well, I am ashamed that I took the painting, but my love for the Count was greater than you could imagine. The painting will reside with me for the rest of my days as a reminder of the man I once loved. The stolen painting was of Count Volga. Whoever painted it could not do the man justice. He was kind and noble, which is difficult to convey on canvas. I'm afraid other than that, I cannot offer much more information. Black Rugo, chief of the Black Bow Bandits, is dead, and the Count made his killers Knights of the White Stallion. I wouldn't recommend it, sir. You don't want to put yourselves in the middle of a goblin war. Sir, yes, sir! There were others, sir, but they refused to stay put. We tried to convince them it was dangerous, but they left anyway. I guess they didn't make it. Sir, we're all that's left. Barrack Inian, myself, and these civilians. Civilians! It's time to move out. Let's go. But, sir, I want to help fight. It appears that you got all of them. We never found evidence of any other members. Nice work. I can't believe you just went ahead and killed that gang member. Gogan and I were actually working undercover for the Anvil City Guard. Your actions have set back our investigation and maybe driven the rest of the gang into hiding. Nice work. You're sharp for an adventurer. If you ever decide to retire, I'm sure the Anvil City Watch would love to have you. Don't spend all the money from the reward in one place. Until our paths cross again, my friend. Next time you want to help out, just don't. We have a lot of paperwork and follow-up investigation to do. Please, leave us to it. I'm afraid I have very little information to add to our follow-up investigation. Welcome back, friend. Here's the painting. When you place it in your home and gaze upon it, may you always remember the deed you have done for me. I'm overjoyed at your return. What may I assist you with? Stupid. Just plain stupid. Sorry, can't talk right now. Surprised to see us? How nice to see you again. My heart is broken. I can't believe it. I sing your praises and welcome you again. I heard that Velman Benaroos was killed. The manor claims another victim. The new owner sure has turned Benaroos Manor around. It's now a welcome addition to our city. I have it on good authority that the City Watch sent someone to stop that gang of women from robbing the town's men. Good show, I say. The honor blade has been returned to the castle after all these years. This is certainly a good omen. The Countess seems much happier now that the item that was stolen from her was returned. The Countess still seems quite sad. I hear someone tried to find the item stolen from the castle, but they had no luck. Oh well. I've eaten many meals there, and I've always been satisfied. I like the Flowing Bowl. Mainhorn and his brother are excellent hosts. I enjoy a good bottle of wine, and Wilbur always has a nice selection. I've had many good meals at the Count's Arms. I've had even more good bottles of wine there. He's a nice fellow, but he couldn't even get the sign for his store spelled right. He's not the smartest man, but he's a nice guy. I just hope he can keep his business afloat. I've never wanted to join up, but I understand Azan is a good man. I've heard Azan is an excellent fighter. I'm not planning on joining up, but if I did, I'd like to work for him. I understand he's good, but you have to be a member of the Fighters Guild for him to train you. I don't really have any interest in learning how to use a blunt weapon, but I understand he's very good. I wouldn't mind learning something, but I don't want to join the Fighters Guild to do it. You can never know too much about how to handle a sword. He's quite the pugilist. I wouldn't want to mix it up with him. A little skill with a shield can save your life. Of course, you'll only train other Fighters Guild members. I know that skill with a shield can be invaluable. I don't think I want to join the Fighters Guild to learn, though. I just don't trust those mages. I especially don't trust ones who can play with your mind like that. From what I know, Cara Hill is a powerful mage. I suppose she should be, if she's going to be in the Mages Guild. I don't know what would possess him to do that. Marrying a Bosmer is just wrong. Panaris is an impressive tracker. I'd like to see if he can teach me a bit about using a bow. Learning a bit about alchemy would be handy, but you have to be in the Mages Guild for a felon to train you. It might be nice to learn how to make better potions. Those destruction spells are dangerous. I hope the Mages Guild keeps a tight lid on that. Destruction spells can cause a lot of damage. Knowing enough could make you a dangerous person. I've heard that Mirabelle spends a lot of time with the sailors, a lot of personal time with them. I've heard a lot of stories about the forecastle, none of them good. He's in great shape, that's for sure. Maybe he could teach me something about his training regimen. He's an odd one, drinks like a fish, but runs like a rabbit. You don't see a lot of human Bosmer marriages. I don't know if it's even legal in Cyrodiil. You could learn a lot from Panaris. That woman is a bit off-kilter. I don't even want to know what she's got in her basement. She's a nut. Whatever's going on in that house, I don't want to know about it. She travels a lot to research her books. She's in great shape from all that travel. Maybe she'd teach me a bit about getting into shape. She seems like a good person to talk to. I imagine she could teach me a lot. Dibella has shed her special blessings on Anvil. We greet travelers with hospitality and the needy with an open hand. Why don't you just walk around and look for yourself? You need someone to explain everything to you? I like it here. People are very friendly, much nicer than in the Imperial City. While you're in Anvil, we'll treat your horse like an honored guest. I'm Ilona, Gogan's wife. I'm Klesa. My husband and I run the Horse Whisperer, the finest stables in Anvil County. Give yourself to love, pilgrim. I'm Travaya, priestess of Dibella, and this is Anvil's Chapel of Dibella. I'm a Soldan, mate. Not that it's any of your business. You are the toast of Anvil, my friend. It may be only a temporary respite, but everyone feels better with that gate closed. I like eating at the Flowing Bowl. Mainlorn runs a quality inn. Azan at the Fighters Guild is a fine warrior. I understand he can sign you up if you're interested. I saw Rufrius Venetius knock a man down with one punch. I wish he'd teach me a bit about hand-to-hand combat. I've heard Cyrodiil is a powerful illusionist. No wonder she's the ranking mage here in Anvil. March Gulit is a dangerous one. He teaches mages about the Destruction School of Magic. Heinrich Oakenhull is married to a Bosmer? I suppose the women are less annoying than the men. Something about Arvina Thelis is a bit odd. I've heard she keeps strange things in her basement. Crazy as a rat in a cat box. Just leave him alone. He's not hurting anybody. She's ridiculous. I suppose some may find it amusing, but not me. It's awful. I feel terrible for her husband. He must be so ashamed. I don't know how he does it. It's no wonder he spends so much time at the Tap and Tack, though. He's a saint. Sure, he spends a bit of time at the Tap and Tack, but you can't blame him. He's good. We're lucky to have him. A good healer makes for a happy town, and Cyric almost seems like another Nord to me. It seems an odd skill for a priest. Not your average skill for a priest, but I suppose there are those who will always want to learn. Rightwind certainly can handle a blade. No wonder he trains other Fighters Guild members. He seems gifted with a blade. Can't blame the Fighters Guild for having him train others. She moves really well in that armor, that's for sure. She seems skilled in its use. I can see why the Fighters Guild has her training others. Olaf makes everyone feel welcome. It's hard to complain. The food is good, and the service is excellent. Hoffet takes care of his customers. It's a bit expensive, though. I've heard that Jaskar has great skill at making things explode. Those are dangerous skills for a novice. I hope he trains people well. I've heard many of Alga's stories. She's got a real gift for telling a tale. She's the best bard I've ever met. Of course, being a bard is almost as bad as being a pilgrim. There's no future in it. Can't say I know him well. I understand he'll train people to cast illusions for a price. I wouldn't call him a friend. Still, if I wanted to learn more about illusions, he's the one I'd ask. I've heard a number of stories, none of them good. I understand she might have been a hired assassin. Apparently, she was wanted in Skyrim for murder, shot a man dead from over 300 yards. Hard to believe. I've had many a good night in the place. He must really know all the fighters by now. And from what I've heard, he knows a good bit about alchemy as well. I don't know why the guards haven't taken care of her yet. She's a disgrace to our whole city. Poor Olfand. He sure got his hands full. Between smithing and training in light armor, I don't know how he does it. He keeps busy, repairing weapons, training light armor techniques, keeping track of Skiorda. He's certainly become more like a Nord over the years. Quite a competent healer, too. It's almost as if he grew up in Skyrim. I don't think the church likes it, but his healing skills are invaluable. It hardly seems appropriate for a priest of the 9 Divines, but they put up with it. Seems odd, given his vocation. Still, I suppose there's no harm. He's talented. The Fighters Guild could do a lot worse. I can imagine he's a good teacher. The Fighters Guild should be proud of him. She's quite a warrior. It's amazing how well she moves in heavy armor. It takes a skilled fighter to move well in armor that heavy. I've had many meals there. Olaf is an excellent innkeeper. Hafid has a nice inn. I wonder if he doesn't drink away most of his profits, though. It's a good place to stay. Hafid is quite a good proprietor. I suppose that's just the kind of person you want training other mages. I wouldn't cross him. I've heard he's very skilled. Much as I dislike bards, I wouldn't mind learning a thing or two from her. She can spin a yarn, that's for sure. I've heard he can teach his skills to others, for a price. I understand he's willing to train others, but it can cost more than a few gold. I'm not surprised with the way she handles a bow. I don't know about her past. All I know is that she's really good with a bow. I wouldn't mind learning a bit from her. He loves the place. I've also heard he's quite an accomplished alchemist. It's a fine place, and Olaf treats people well. It certainly seems to be his passion. I understand he used to be quite an alchemist. I wonder if he'd teach me more about that. I'm sorry, but I really don't know much about the town itself. I spend my time outdoors, walking the ridges and valleys. I'm Gerald. I spend most of my time down south, but I keep a house in Bruma for the mountain air. Hey, you look just like your statue. What can I do for you? Everybody's talking about how you and Captain Berg closed that Oblivion gate outside town. You're a real hero around here. Hail, Savior of Bruma. I am honored to speak to the hero of the Battle of Bruma. What can I do for you? To think it was here, at Bruma, where the tide finally turned against the Oblivion invasion. Now we're counting on you to help Martin claim the throne and put an end to this terrible war. I know you won't fail us. Olfand really has his hands full with Skiorta. I don't know how he has time for business. Apparently, Arentus Falvius at the chapel is quite a conjurer. He'll even teach the skill to those he likes. I heard that Jessup, the Mages Guild, is quite good at blowing things up. The Tap and Tack is a good place to get a quick bite, and Olaf is a good man. Jantis Brolis is apparently an excellent mage. I've bought a few things at Machna's, but he's always so surly. He runs a nice store, but Machna is a grouchy old man. I don't like to talk to her. All she wants to talk about is herself. I hope she takes care of herself as well as she takes care of others. He's quite an accomplished brawler. I wonder if he'd teach me something about it. He's good with his fists, no doubt about it. He'll teach you something, for the right price. I can't imagine why someone would act the way he does. He's an ass. There's no excuse for his behavior. I don't even like to walk by that place. Rumor has it that he joined the priesthood to avoid military service. What a coward. I heard he became a priest to avoid becoming a soldier. I find her annoying. She's way too full of herself. Quite the big talker. She's very dedicated. We would be lucky to have more people like her around. I've heard that she's always wanted to compete, but her parents are against it. Dietzen loves to talk about his guild. It's good that he's proud of his work. He's always wanted to be in the guild. Good that he was finally made a member. They're obviously very fond of one another. It's clear that they're in love. Good for them. She loves her dogs, no question about it. I'm impressed with how she handles dogs. She handles people pretty well, too. There's something about that place that's just a bit off. She certainly does take pride in the new lands. She runs a good inn, and she's proud of it. He knows a lot about running his store. Of course, he's not the easiest person to talk to. She's pretty shy, unless you get her talking about armor. Guyand is a bit high and mighty. She does have a way with words, though. She's silver-tongued, but I don't want to listen to her. There's something about him I don't trust. He's quite a brawler, though. I wouldn't want to tangle with him. I would hate to be on his bad side. He's really good with his fists. She's a very demanding teacher. You can learn a lot from her if you're willing to try. I'd like to bet, but I don't want to be told that what I'm doing is sinful. I don't mind betting, but it's not worth having to hear a lecture about it. He's not the friendliest person around, but he can teach you a lot about running a business. Her knowledge of armor is really impressive. I heard he learned about alteration because he's too scared to fight. Pathetic. I've heard he joined the priesthood to avoid serving in the military. What a coward. Everyone is very fond of Otess, and her healing skills are simply excellent. Otess is the most dedicated person I know. She really needs to take better care of herself, though. I understand her parents are against her competing. Quite a shame. I've heard him talk at length about the Mages Guild. I understand he's been teaching members about illusion as well. He goes on and on about the guild. He's very proud of it. I understand he teaches illusion there now as well. Cyrodiil does seem to love her dogs. She taught me a little something about acrobatics, though, which was helpful. The gate may be closed, but some say you slew the Count's son in the process. Is this what defines a hero? Even a small bit of good news is refreshing in these grim times. I salute your courage, savior of Cheydinhal. Mach-Na runs a good business. He's a grumpy old man, though. I've heard that Naspia Cosma would rather be fighting in the arena than spending time at the castle. She's excellent with a blade. Devera Rowan seems pleased that so many folks drink at the Newlands Lodge. She takes great pride in it. I understand that Hill the Tall will teach alteration to anyone willing to pay. Dietzen must be the happiest Mages Guild member in all of Tamriel. I think it was always his dream to join. Have I seen her there? Of course. She certainly loves a good fight. I was there just a few days ago. Rashida's prices are very reasonable. I haven't been in a while, but it's always nice to stop in and chat with Rashida. Plus, she always gives a better deal to her friends. Odd noises? No, I haven't. That sounds a bit troublesome. I thought I heard something the other night. It's none of my business, though. Odd folks, the way they dote on those dogs. They're not hurting anyone, though, so it's no concern of mine. I've seen them. Everyone likes a good dog, but they're an odd couple. I've made some bets. Won some, lost some. Not much for wagering myself. Of course, I always seem to lose. I've made a few bets. Made some good money, actually. I haven't done too much betting. Can't say I know enough about the folks fighting to make a smart wager. Do I like the fights? Of course. Everyone likes the fights. The thrill of battle, the sting of defeat, a wonderful time. Horrible things, those arena matches. Simply bloodshed for the sake of bloodshed. Barbaric, I tell you. I thought about it when I was younger, but it just wasn't for me. I never really thought about it. It just didn't seem like the sort of folks I wanted to spend time with. I've often thought about joining the Fighters Guild. I've heard you can make a good living there. I've never really thought about it. I've heard the money is good, but that's a bit too much risk for me. Well, of course. I mean, there's always something there I need, and Seed Neas gives a fair price, especially to his friends. I haven't needed anything there in a while. I'm sure I will soon, though. Certainly I've spent time there. Telasma runs a good, quiet inn. I've had many meals at the Oak Enclosure. Sure, it may not be the best in all Cyrodiil, but it suits me fine. I bought a fine mare from him once. A fine, fine animal. I'm not much of a rider. I've heard others swear by his animals, though. He did? Excellent. I wonder if he got the lusty Argonian maid in. I've been dying to read that. New books? Who has the money to afford all those books? I know I don't. No, I haven't. I've heard that he really knows his way around, though. I spoke to him recently. He really knows his way around. Knows every tree, rock, and cave in the area. I don't see a problem with those two. It's a bit odd, but that's their business. It is awful. Her poor mother. What is Glistel thinking? I've never run into her there, but I can't blame her for enjoying the matches. Almost everyone likes them. Yes, I've heard the Fighters Guild offers some wonderful opportunities. I've never had much interest in the Fighters Guild. Must we talk about the Fighters Guild now? The Mages Guild is, indeed, a fine organization. Yes, I've heard some of the finest mages in Tamriel belong to the Mages Guild. I've never been that interested in the Mages Guild myself. Coral is a wonderful town. I know Coral is the best town I've spent time in. It's true. Coral has almost everything you could need. Yes, Renoir does have a fine assortment of books. I should visit Renoir's more often. I've heard that Renoir has a good selection and at reasonable prices. I'm not much of a reader myself. I had heard he was looking for some help. Yes, I'd like the Grey Mare as well. It's a fine place. It's true. Some fine horses he has. I've heard he knows his way around. People say he's very familiar with the area. It's a nice place, and you're right about Telasma. I've always liked the Oak Enclosure. I don't know Telasma that well, though. I've always been happy with the weapons I've bought there. Rashida does a good job keeping fire and steel stocked with good weapons. Maybe not the best in Tamriel, but good. Luckily, I haven't had to make use of their services. Still, it's good to know the chapel is there. It's a fine chapel, and a fine group of healers as well. It's true. I've seen her there on occasion. Who can blame her? The arena matches are good sport, and there's good wagering to be had as well. Do you think? I've never noticed anything. I've suspected that as well. Still, it's not a bad place. Very true. You can find almost anything you need there. I can't say I've done a lot of shopping there, but I've heard good things. No question about it. And Cyrodiil is an excellent proprietor. Not a bad idea if you're looking for work. Not me. I've got plenty to do at home. I don't know much about the man, but I've heard he's an excellent warrior. I haven't really spent any time around him. I find him a little frightening, actually. I've heard there are good trainers there. Costs a bit of coin, though. I'd rather go out and practice on my own. It's not always easy to find a good trainer. That's a good place to look. I've heard good things about the mage trainers there. I've never spent time at the Mages Guild. I've thought about it, though. I haven't done much betting, but I hear some folks have made a good bit of money. Maybe I should start betting with Hundalin as well. I like dogs, but it's a bit excessive with those two folks. I've never been a huge dog lover myself, but some people really love them. Can't say I've heard anything myself. Still, that's odd. Strange noises, you say? How very odd. I haven't heard it myself. Strange noises? They should have the guards look into that. I've liked some of Scribonia's work. Haven't read everything, though. I'd like to read Scribonia's work. I just wish I had more time to do it. The whole thing is a big shame. She's such a nice young girl. I don't see a problem with it. Perhaps they're in love. You're right. It's shameful. Still, what is anyone supposed to do? It's her life. Are you a student of the arcane arts? My husband, Alberic, is an advanced trainer in conjuration at the Mages Guild. We're simple, gods-fearing folk here in County Coral. Easterners worship their wallets and their fat bellies. Are you a student of the arcane arts? My husband, Alberic, is an advanced trainer in conjuration at the Mages Guild. Nice town, but you need money here to live well. Head out of town and do some hunting. Sell the skins, or you can loot old caves and ruins. We're all in your debt for closing that Oblivion gate outside the city. Well done. I'm Chanel, Coral Castle Mage. You'll tell me what you're here for, right? I'm Carmen Litta. Perhaps you know my husband, Alberic Litta, the Mages Guild sorcerer. What can I do for you? Hello, I'm Rashida, the smith, and this is Fire and Steel. Quality armor and weapons. Repairs, too. What can I do for you? Ah, Coral. Easy access to all the other cities of Cyrodiil. Don't know why anyone would visit the other cities of Cyrodiil. Coral has it all, and a fairly low murder rate. I sure am glad I don't live in Leywin. Too many foreigners. I understand the Fighters Guild is looking for new members. Seems a bit odd, but that's what I hear. I wanted to get a little practice in with my sword, so I headed to the Fighters Guild. Turns out you have to be a member to train there. Ugalbalette is an odd one, and I swear I heard strange noises coming from his basement not long ago. I'm sure you've heard that Glistel and Melintus Ancrus are living together. Simply shameful. Northern Goods and Trade is an excellent place to buy supplies. I'm going over to Northern Goods and Trade. There's always something I need at that place. Angeli Blakely. This is my father's house. He was lost at sea many years ago. Welcome to A Fighting Chance. I'm Rosan, proprietor. I sell the best swords in the city, and I offer advanced training for armorers. The King and Queen is a nice place. The Marylands treat everyone well. They say they treat all their patrons like royalty. From what I've seen, it's the truth. If you need to learn how to use light armor, Groshug is the one to talk to. He can teach you a lot about using light armor. She's something else. I've heard she'll train others as well. She's impressive, and she'll train others. He still teaches, though he lost his passion for it after the Levitation Act was passed. Can't say I blame him. He's getting up in years, but he's still a good alteration teacher. She's nuts. Her hobby is falling from high places. If you want to learn to fall off a building, she's the one to talk to. He's a sneaky one. I understand he'll teach others to be sneaky, too. If you can find him, he can teach you a lot. I've heard he's good with a lockpick. Rumor has it that he'll teach others to pick locks. It's the finest place in the city, simply an excellent inn. If you're looking for luxury, there's no better place to stay. Apparently, he can teach you the basics of lockpicking. If you're just learning how to pick a lock, he's a good man to talk to. I've heard there's no one in the city better at opening locks. He can teach you how to steal the boot right off a lich. Not my favorite horses, but the Statlilia stables are certainly reputable. I've never wanted one. Still, they do seem to be some fine horses. Can't say I've spent much time there. I hear it's nice, though. It's the best place in the city for alchemical ingredients. I've never used his services, but I hear he's a good teacher. He's as good as you'll find in the city when it comes to heavy armor. If you want to learn about heavy armor, Bernardo is the one to talk to. I've never bought one there, but I've heard many mages swear by the place. I imagine it must be good, since it's been in business so long. I've sold some things there. Thornir is an odd one. If you can get used to Thornir, you can find some good deals there. I try not to eat there, at least since the last time. It's not my favorite place, but if I'm really hungry, it'll do. Cicero, Sergius, and Tertullian run a good shop. I've shopped there many times. The brothers never fail to please. No real question what Orbal is going for there. He's got weapons. Big weapons. It's an apt name. He's got big maces and big axes. Orbal is a big fan of killing things thoroughly. I've heard it's the best light armor in the city. I haven't spent much time there, but if you're looking for light armor, best defense is the place to go. I understand that Venetia takes a lot of complaints, but nothing ever comes of them. I'd rather have someone else just repair it. I'd hate to have to take time to repair my armor when I'm doing something else. She's certainly good. I'm glad she's willing to teach others. She's the best in the city, and she'll teach others. It'll cost you, though. It's the only place to go for books. Ventius has a good selection, and you'll find some rare books as well. There are some things you shouldn't skimp on. Spells are one of them. Discount spells. I just as soon buy a slightly used shield. If you're looking for a shield, there's no better place than Stonewall. Stonewall is the best in the city when it comes to shields. One man's trash soon becomes another man's trash, I suppose. Jensen's isn't bad, especially if you need to make a quick couple of septums. I've shopped there a few times. If you're looking for soul gems, that's the place to go. I haven't spent too much time there. I hear it's the place to go for enchanting supplies, though. I've never shopped there, but I know she carries good alchemy equipment. I've browsed Claudette's shop, but I haven't spent a lot of time there. I've read it. Terribly written. Sensationalistic tripe, if you ask me. I read the thing once in a while. Mostly I use it for kindling. There's no telling whether anything in it is actually true. Venetia may have the worst job in Cyrodiil. She takes complaints all day, and nothing ever comes of them. The King and Queen is a fine place, and it's much more reasonable than other places in town. The Marylands say that they treat everyone like royalty at the King and Queen. I understand he'll teach light armor skills. He's really skilled at using light armor. Luckily, he's willing to train others to use it as well. She jumps like a toad. She'll also teach others how to do it. She's pretty amazing. Plus, she teaches others how to do it. He's getting older, but he can still teach a bit about alteration. He's been teaching it since before the Levitation Act of 421. He still teaches others, though. Of course, you have to try to avoid all the old man dust. She likes jumping off things. That's because she's an idiot. Maybe she could teach me how to fall off things. That's a useful skill. Much better than, say, swinging a sword or casting a fireball. I heard that he stood in one place for hours just to teach himself how to be sneakier. Sounds boring, but whatever works for you. I saw him once, then I didn't. How about that? I understand he'll teach others to pick locks. If everyone knew how, we wouldn't have to carry around so many keys. I'm glad he's willing to teach others. Lockpicking has gotten so much harder recently. It's more interesting, but it's harder. It's probably the finest inn in all of Cyrodiil. I can't imagine that there's a finer establishment in the entire city. He's calmed down a lot. Can still teach you how to pick a lock, though. It's true that he's settled down. Still, he can teach you the basics of lockpicking. He's forgotten more about picking locks than most people will ever know. If he'll train you in picking locks, you're probably already pretty good at it. I don't know what a paint is. It's a type of horse, right? It must be. I prefer a bay. Ochia runs a good shop. His ingredient selection is excellent. If you need ingredients, it's a great place to shop. He's certainly a talented smith. I'm glad he'll train others in the skill. He knows a lot about it. Plus, he'll teach others how to use heavy armor. Rindir always keeps a fine selection on hand. It's almost as if he knows my skill level perfectly. Thorinir is quite a character. He's dirty and underhanded, but he provides a service. They sure do sell food. Yup, you can buy food there. I don't know which is which. Still, it's a good shop they run. Lots of big weapons there. Orble always has some in stock. If that's what you're looking for, there's no one better to talk to than Morrow. She takes all the complaints, but nothing ever seems to happen. I've heard he'll teach us skills for the right price. She's the best I know. Luckily, she'll teach you some of her tricks. I've never met tougher. She did offer to teach me some of her bargaining tricks, though. He'll train you in how to use heavy armor, if you can pay for his time. It's a shame all the smaller bookstores are gone. I guess they just couldn't compete. It's a fine place, but I miss the personal attention I got at the smaller bookstores. If you're looking for a staff, that's the place to go. I'm not buying a discount spell. That's just a bad idea. Seems to me some things are worth paying full price for. Thorinir isn't too picky, which is nice. No question about it. Stonewall Shields has the best pieces of steel to hide yourself behind. I suppose if you need a shield, that's the place to go. You'll always leave stuffed, assuming you can keep it down. She gives good prices for your old equipment. It's good to know that there's a pawnbroker around. All three of them are nice folks. He has a good selection of soul gems and other things. He supports all of your enchanting needs. Orble keeps a lot of axes and maces. He seems to like big weapons. Claudette does a good job. Still, she should rename the place. It's a nice store, at least for alchemists. It's the finest light armor selection in the city. I prefer to just listen to people talk. Some of the conversations they have are truly remarkable. We could just listen to people talking. It's uncanny how informed people are. She must hate her job. People complaining to her all day. I'm content here. Someday I hope to meet the right man, but not a seaman. Never. I saw Irene Metric recently. She jumped clear over a table at the inn. I understand that Othello's isn't a bad man to talk to if you need to learn how not to be seen. If you want luxury, there's nowhere better than the Tiber Septim Hotel. If you go to the Fighting Chance, make sure to speak with Rosan about repairing armor. I have friends visiting soon, so I told them to stay at the King and Queen Tavern. You'll never leave the feed bag on an empty stomach. If you need something enchanted, Callendil has the goods. If there's a complaint about a merchant, speak to Venetia Malicea. Fintius has the best bookstore in the city. Of course, First Edition is the only bookstore in the city. Thorinir will buy almost anything, and I mean anything. The Gilded Carafe, a fine store with a terrible name. I don't know. What could we have done to deserve this? It's possible. Or maybe she got out and she's looking for you, too. Don't give up. You're not alone. And the chapels and the Elder Council will help us. It just takes time. Don't forget, Cameron Usurper burned Kavach, too. Kavach was rebuilt from ruins once before, and she'll do it again. I'm angry. I want to stay angry. That anger keeps me going. I know what you're talking about. I don't even try. I just keep going until I drop. Gods, I don't even notice anymore. I guess you can get used to anything. I'm really busy. Oh, sorry. You closed the gate, yes? Thank you. What can I do for you? What? How could the Nine let this happen? Are they angry with us? I've looked everywhere. Perhaps she's still in Kavach, in a basement, hiding? I'm just tired. I can't face it. I have to start over from nothing. Kavach is finished. There's nothing left. I'm just lucky to be alive. I just can't sleep. I lie down and close my eyes, but I can't stop thinking about it. It's the smell, really. Smoke and fire and something worse. In the ruins. A gate opened and Deirdre poured out. Everybody ran. Or they died. I don't know how the fire started, but it burned Kavach to the ground. Thank you for closing that Oblivion gate. Despite what the Count may say, we're all in your debt. Hey, baby. You fancy some training? Sharina's the name, and blades are the game. The Five Claws Lodge is a nice, clean place. Witsy Dootsy makes sure of it. I've heard Tunzias has some fine blades at the dividing line. Of course, he'll talk your ear off about them if you let him. Terrible jokes. Just terrible. I've heard them. They're pretty stupid. He pays his debts, but his love of dogs is just odd. I've heard he leaves meat in his backyard to attract them. He's a bit crazy for dogs from what I hear. He pays bets on time, though. I've heard the dogs that Jabari keeps drive her crazy. I've also heard she knows a lot about acrobatics. Sarava says the sound of Jabari's dogs drives her to distraction. Can't say I blame her. I understand they've been taking a lot of the contracts that used to go to the Fighters Guild. I don't trust them. I've heard they're effective, but they're brutal. They argue a lot, but that's just their way. I don't think they're ever really angry with one another. I've heard them, but I think they just do it for fun. They seem to enjoy it, and it's all in good fun. I've heard them talk and talk and talk. Haven't heard anything useful yet, though. She's a smart one. You could learn a lot from her. He's always trying to stir things up. I don't think he means any real harm, though. I think he's just playing around. I don't think he means anything by it. She's ridiculous. I don't know what her problem with Argonians is, but she's always trying to start something. I don't know what her problem with Argonians is. She's going to cause some real problems if she's not careful. He goes on and on. I'm not sure he's ever said anything useful, though. She knows a lot about doing business. I don't like to bother her, though. She's a bit touchy when you do. The Five Claws is a very clean place. Witsy Dootsy wouldn't have it any other way. Witsy Dootsy takes great pains to keep that place clean. She doesn't tolerate people messing it up. She really doesn't seem to like her sisters. Sad, really. She seems to have real issues with her sisters. I can't imagine why. Shamata is lovely, and Shamara is very sweet. He has a wonderful collection of books. I don't know why he needs to act so tough all the time. He's an aggressive one, that's for sure. Has a good book selection, though. I try not to talk to him. I don't have that kind of time. All day long, stories about severed heads and lopped-off limbs. I can do without it. I've heard if you're in the Fighters Guild, you can learn a lot from him. Knowing how to use heavy armor isn't a bad idea. Kind of odd to learn it from a bossmer, though. She certainly can handle a blade. A bit of a show-off, if you ask me. I don't understand the fascination with sheep. Certainly seems to know everything about mysticism, though. I've heard he never leaves his laboratory. He's certainly dedicated to his craft. He's a very hard worker. Sometimes I wonder if he ever gets out. Vanashti is a frightening one. I've heard she likes the skooma a bit much. I understand Vashanti has some problems with the skooma. That can't be good for her fighters. She does love to show off her skill. I suppose you can learn a lot from her, though. I've heard he knows more about mysticism than almost anyone. Strange about the sheep, though. If you need a blade, go see Toon Zeus at the dividing line. Does repairs, too. He does go on and on sometimes. But he's the genuine orc in Leowin. While the guard hid behind the walls, you took the fight to Oblivion itself. Maybe your example will inspire others. I'm Tamika. We grow our own grapes and make fine wines. I saw Ugog grow Magog earlier. At least I think it was her. Perhaps it was her sister. Ugog has some good horses to sell. I sometimes can't tell her from her sister, though. I need to head over to Collovian Traders and pick up a few things from Gunder. He's got a nice selection. I went to the chapel to get rid of a rash I'd picked up. Tumandil healed me right away. I have no idea why Valandra's Abor even serves at the chapel. He's not very good, though you'd hear differently from him. I don't like that Danis Artelian. He's a bit stuck up for my tastes. Parwan is another one of those goblin hunters at the Fighters Guild. She's always talking about her goblin killing tactics. Euros is a good shepherd, but his real love is cheese. Of course, there's no money in herding cheese. Old Glothier is a bit out of his mind, I think. He's convinced everyone's out to get him. Dion takes his job as guard captain very seriously. He's all business when he's working. I saw Solanus Vassinus at the Mages Guild conjure up some sort of creature right there in the street. Guards took care of it. Earthor is causing trouble at the Mages Guild again. Seems his experiments are always blowing up. I've heard rumors that someone has been keeping a close eye on Tutius Sextius. Seems harmless enough. Riemann Broder is great with a bow. I think he could shoot the grapes off the vines, which is handy, since he works at the vineyard. David Surly and his brother make some fine wines. It's a really impressive vineyard. Maybe there's something strange going on, but Skingrad is a well-run city. There's just no joy in his life. It's all work, work, work. He's a sad person. I would be too, locked up in that castle all day. He's a tough one, that's for sure. I wouldn't want to cross him. He's all business. That's probably good in his line of work, though. It's a bit strange, but Castle Skingrad is an odd place. I can't imagine it. Still, it's better than not having a butler at all. I don't think he's that impressive. There's no telling him that, though. I can't stand someone who's so full of himself. Someone needs to teach him a lesson. I'm glad he's doing it. Those things are disgusting, a menace to us all. Goblins are filth. More power to him. That's good to know. You can never be too careful. I've heard that about Phaetus. He's quite impressive. The more folks hunting goblins, the better. That's what I say. If Parwan wants to spend all day hunting goblins, I think it's great. Those things are a menace. I've got no interest in talking about some snooty mage. That's so typical for a mage. All that conjuring gives me the creeps. There are plenty of scary things in this world without bringing more around. I don't want to learn how to conjure things. I want to learn how to get rid of things. I wouldn't mind learning a bit about mysticism. Seems like a useful skill. Mysticism? Seems interesting, but not particularly useful. I've never used his services. I mean, how many people have enchanted things just lying around? Outside of the guild, of course. That's just what this town needs. Another reckless mage. He should be kicked out of town before one of his experiments turns this place into a wasteland. He's a moron. One of these days he'll be taught a lesson. What a fool. I hope he's happy with himself. I can't imagine who'd want to hurt Tutius. I'm sure it's just a rumor. I can't think of a reason why anyone would want to hurt Tutius. Salmo's baking is fantastic, and her sweet rolls are unbeatable. I could eat nothing but Salmo's baking for the rest of my life. That'd be fine with me. If I could use a shield as well as Ambrose, I'd charge people for training too. I've heard he's the best in town with a shield. If you want to learn, go to him. You can never be too good with a bow. I know I'm not. The sisters are hard to tell apart. It's Ukok you'll want to find if you need a mount, though. The Two Sisters is a fine place, and the Two Sisters themselves are nice people, too. I've always liked the place. Mog does a nice job, although I sometimes confuse her with Lugok. Yes, the Westweald is a nice place. Just stay away from Arena when she's in a mood. I like the Westweald itself, but I'd rather avoid its proprietor. I wouldn't mind making a few bets, but I'm not sure about Graklak. He seems a bit slick to me. It's good to know that if I'm sick, I can head to Tumendil. No one works harder than Marie. The world needs more folks like Marie. You'd be better off praying for a miracle than going to see Valandris. I think I'd rather take my chances with a disease than have that man try to heal me. I've heard rumors about him, but I don't believe they're true. Tomato, Deidre, it's all the same to me. No doubt about it, the man loves cheese. And sheep. Just cheese and sheep. I've heard she works long hours. It's worth it, though. That's some fine wine. I've heard he's good with his bow, and he'll train you for a price. I like the wine he makes, too. No doubt, they make a fine wine at the Cyrodiil vineyards. Gaston and his brother produce quality wines. I'll have to pick up some more. Well, if it was Ugok, you can be sure she had some good animals. I'll stay away from that topic with her. Religion is definitely not a topic to bring up around Elsa. Swords, on the other hand, she'll talk about. Collovian Traders is a good shop. Perhaps I'll visit Gunder soon. I've bought a number of things from Gunder. I've always been satisfied. There's something wrong with that guy, and he has an odd smell about him. I'd stay away from him if I were you. There's something very wrong with that man. It's a shame such a good smith wastes her life in the bottle. She can drink all she wants, as long as she keeps doing such fine work. Tumendil does excellent work. I always feel comfortable in his care. I've heard that Riemann is good with a bow. Apparently, he's the best in all of Skingrad. Can't say I like tomatoes. I'm sure Undinas are good, though. I like cheese. Not more than sheep, though. I'm not sure about Eurus. She's a hard worker, and they make some fine wine. With all that time in the vineyard, it's a wonder he has time to practice his marksmanship. The Surly Brothers wine is some of the best in Tamriel, if you ask me. I don't know Gaston well, but I helped him drink his wine, and he always has a mighty fine wine. He's got some issues, that's for sure. Personally, I'd just steer clear of him. He is a bit nutty. Probably just a harmless old fool, though. Skingrad's wines are the best in Tamriel. I invite you, try them for yourself. Here, it is perfect for grapes and perfect for wine. The sun and soil here are like my native Hammerfell, but the climate is milder and the rainfall more reliable. Those famous for good deeds may receive blessings of intelligence and magicka when they visit way shrines of Julianos. Virtuous visitors to way shrines of Kinnereth may receive blessings of agility. When you visit a way shrine of Zenithar and you've lived a good life by the Nine, you may receive a blessing of luck. Those who live by the commands of the Nine receive blessings of strength when they visit way shrines of Tiber Septim. A good man who honors the Nine may visit the way shrines of Akatosh for blessings of speed and magicka. If you've been good, way shrines of Debella may bless your personality. The Collovian Highlands are barren wastelands along the border with Hammerfell. No one wants to live in the Jural Mountains. Well, maybe in Bruma, but they're like Nords. They don't feel the cold. Western Cyrodiil is called Collovia and includes the Gold Coast, Westweald, and Collovian Highlands regions. Ancient way shrines of the Nine are scattered through the wilderness. The righteous who pray there receive powerful divine blessings. If you've done good deeds, the Nine will bless you and cure diseases when you visit their way shrines. Way shrines of the Nine in the wilderness confer blessings on the righteous and faithful. Way shrines of Arche confer blessings of health on those who've pleased the Nine by righteous acts. Please the Nine with good works, and visit way shrines of Stendarr for blessings of endurance. You've seen way shrines in the wilderness? Those who please the Nine may receive blessings of willpower at the way shrines of Mara. The Heartlands and Nibelheim Valley are the agricultural breadbaskets of Cyrodiil. Where does our food come from? The Heartlands and the Nibelheim Valley. And Skingrad? Great wines, cheeses, and tomatoes. The lowlands of the Great Forest rise to the upland plateau of the Collovian West. The Great Forest was cleared for agriculture around Lake Rumar, but it's mostly wilderness outside of that. The Collovian Highlands? Near the Hammerfell border? No one lives there. That's barren wastelands. High mountain ranges rise to the borders in the north and east, and marshes and rainforests extend to the southeast borders. It's our natural barriers that keep us safe mostly. Mountain borders north and east, open sea to the west, and bogs and rainforests to the south. Cyrodiil is surrounded to the north and east by the lofty Jural and Vallis mountain ranges. In the west, in Old Collovia, that's where men are men. That's the Gold Coast, Westweald, and Collovian Highlands. Nibelheim is a region of mixed farmland, parkland, and forest. With all the farms in Nibelheim, there's still plenty of forest and wilderness open for settlement. Nibelheim is bordered on north and east by rugged mountains, and to the south by marshes and rainforest. The people of Nibelheim consider themselves to be more civilized and sophisticated than Collovians. I'm not saying Collovians are dumb. They're just hard-headed. The Nibelheimans think they're slick. Slippery is more like it. Collovia is a land of rugged wastes and highland forests. Collovia is dotted with isolated farms and settlements, with most of the population in the coastal margin. The Collovians are proud of their reputation for being independent, rough, and rebellious. The Imperial City is located on a large island surrounded by Lake Rumar. The Imperial City is densely urbanized, with a few large parks and a waterside dock area. The Imperial City itself is a walled city, with separate inner walls protecting the Imperial Palace. The lands surrounding Lake Rumar are studded with small settlements, farms, and woodland game reserves. The Nibelheim Basin grades from rolling farmlands by the river east to the rugged uplands of the Vallis Mountains. On Cyrodiil's northern border is the sparsely populated mountain wilderness called the Vallis Mountains. You can't be too careful out in the wilderness. Almost any creature you find is liable to give you a disease. Watch yourself around goblins. Some of the nastier ones will toss spells at you. Imps. I hate 'em. Little buggers flitting around, tossing fireballs at you. I saw a wraith once. It threw a curse on me I'll never forget. Have you seen a land drag? We call them billies. Don't know why. Steer clear of them, though. I ran across a ghost once. Seemed to suck the energy right out of me. Watch for minotaurs in the forests. Aggressive beasts. They'll tear right through your armor, too. Mud crabs. What's the point? Annoying buggers. Though the meat isn't bad. Only thing worse than an ogre is 2 ogres. Tough bastards, and spells seem to bounce right off of them. Is there anywhere in Tamriel you can avoid rats? Disease-spreading little nuisances. Best way to take out a skeleton is with a big weapon. Forget spells. Just smack them and watch the bones fly. I might swim more if it weren't for the slaughterfish. Sharp teeth, and some carry disease. Spriggans. Nature's guardians, my foot. Mean things. They'll curse you, or they might call a bear to tear you apart. All that stuff about having to set trolls on fire is a bunch of hooey. They don't like fire, but a good sword will cut them up fine. I don't even know what a will-o'-the-wisp is, much less how to kill one. I think they're just swamp gas myself. I don't like to think about zombies. Missing arms, legs, heads. They smell awful, and they're hard to kill. The prettiest town in Cyrodiil? Don't know. But the ugliest is Breville. Shabby, tumble-down shacks. They're big shacks, though. Where to buy weapons? Where to buy anything, if you can afford to travel, is the market district in the Imperial City. My favorite town? Anvil. Lovely old stone buildings, and the harbor at sunset is beautiful. Elliott Ruins? The big thing is to watch out for the traps. Thousands of years old and still working. Amazing. I've seen plenty of Elliott Ruins. You'd think they'd be picked clean after 2,000 years. But no, there's still great treasures there. It's still pretty wild east of the Nebbin. Few people, except for bandits. But at least it hasn't been picked clean by treasure hunters. Nobody goes into the mountains but hunters and thieves on the lam. Food and shelter is hard to come by. Blackwood isn't so bad, once you get used to the flies. And being lost all the time. And the zombies and will-o'-the-wisps. There's islands in the Nibbin Bay no one has visited in 100 years. No telling what you'll find. Well, it's no problem traveling from the Imperial City to Leywin, if you're a wizard and can walk on water. I'd stay off the roads, though. If you're all alone in the woods and you see a troll coming, you run. Problem solved. Next question? Fighting's easy. Just leave them out on the water and shoot them full of holes. If you've got a bow, of course, and can walk on water. The arena's faked. You think those guys are getting killed? Really? It's just berry syrup and ham acting. Have you ever met anyone who got rich betting on the arena? Didn't think so. The council runs the arena to amuse the masses, and it pays for itself, with all the fools who lose their shirts gambling. If you're on a road, you can usually outrun anything. If you're in good shape and not wearing a tin suit. Orcs don't ride horses. They eat horses. And sometimes I think they're the smart ones. Wait, maybe it's Dunmer who eat horses. Take Cheydinhall, for example. Pretty little town. But the Count's a dark elf, and it's crawling with orc thugs and gangsters. Try combining aloe vera leaves with some venison. It's said to have some restorative properties. You can find carambolette growing in caves. They're said to mark the place someone has died. It's said that eating taproot can bring you good luck. Make sure not to eat nightshade. It's very poisonous. Come to pay your respects, have you? You can find her tomb in the chapel Undercroft. That name sounds familiar. Something to do with the Arcane University. Most wizards live somewhere in the Imperial City. You mean other than at the castle? He's around town at midday. Try the Collovian Trader and the Westweald Inn. As I live and breathe, the Gray Fox. It's an honor. You're the Gray Fox. You're the Gray Fox. Please don't hurt me. It's the Gray Fox. I can't believe it's really you. Captain Lex blames the Gray Fox for stealing the tax collection. He wants a bounty put on the Gray Fox, but the Legion commander has refused. There was a murder in the chapel. It happened when a thief was caught trying to rob Lathasa's tomb. Did you hear? The Countess was robbed. Someone stole her family ring. There are rumors that there is a new Gray Fox. Nobody knows what happened to the old one. The Imperial Watch seems awfully worried about the Gray Fox, Look at all those wanted posters. The Gray Fox made a fool of Hieronymus Lex. While half the watch was in the waterfront, thieves made off with half the rest of the city. Did you hear? Hieronymus Lex was reassigned to Anvil. Lady Umbernox has hired a new captain of the guard. Did you hear that the Earl of Imbel's house was robbed? Can you believe that a thief broke into the Imperial Palace itself? Oh, he's that wanted criminal. Isn't he a master thief? I hear he's dangerous, too. I've heard that the beggars spy for him. Blasted thief. I hope they string him up when they catch him. He's a slippery one, though. The beggars are his eyes and ears. You'll need to convince Gunwalm you're worth his time if you want further training. Much as I hate to admit it, Gunwalm knows more about smithing than I do. Says it's in his blood. You want to be the best? Then you'd better head over to the best defense and talk to him. Getting him to train you will be no small feat, though. The only way you're going to learn anything new now is by doing it yourself, or talking to Gunwalm. I'd suggest doing it by yourself. But if you're dead set on it, head to the best defense in the Imperial City. He's a smith there and might be persuaded to train you. If you're looking to learn even more, experience is your best bet. If you want pointers, I hear that Alex Lincolnia is somewhere in Cyrodiil. Don't tell me you've never heard of him. He's famous for his skill with a blade, and at his young age, he'll be a legend one day, mark my words. I heard that he was on his way to one of the southern provinces, seeking fame and fortune. Maybe trying in along the way, like Fairgill. Greetings, traveler. What do you seek? Not while Kvatch is still in danger. Once we are all safe, perhaps I will reconsider. While Deidre still roam free in Kvatch, I can think of nothing else. When my city is safe, then I will train you. Your courage is admirable, but now is not the time. Once Kvatch is safe from these attackers, then we might speak of training. You have helped to save Kvatch, or what is left of it. For that, I can do nothing less than help you spread healing throughout Cyrodiil. I shall offer you whatever skill I have. Get back, you filthy beast! I'll have nothing to do with the likes of you. No, stay away from me. You won't get any of my blood. Get away from me. Is everything all right? You look a bit ill. A vampire! Away! Everyone run! Die, unholy monster! You should really get to a healer. You're looking rather pale. Are you not feeling well? Is everything all right? You look a bit ill. Vampire! Unclean beast! Die! A vampire! Away, everyone! Run! Have you been well recently? Your skin looks a bit off.